to have our well-thinking Jamaicans. We cannot afford to have our democracy dismantled by this government.
Loyal viewers and subscribers, bless up, give thanks for life, give thanks for your continued support. New viewers, forward to the avenue. Don't forget to watch the videos, like and share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Now my people, as the PNP launched their manifesto and a few days ago, and with a ceremony, and in this one you will hear Senator Damion Crawford made his presentation, reasoning upon education and the plans they have for education forming the next government.
Thank you very much. I will stand on the protocols that have been observed, save and except to say a special recognition, of course, to the leader of the People's National Party and, as we hope, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. I thank you all for attending, for your time and for your attention. And I have been tasked with speaking to you on access to quality education. Our position for education is based, first of all, on the reality that education is in crisis. And not only is education in crisis, there is great deterioration over the last 10 years. Some of the facts that we must acknowledge is that over 11,000 children are not achieving basic mastery at the 6th grade level in mathematics. Additionally, 18% are achieving 5 subjects, including math and English. That means 82% has not achieved the basic graduating numbers that we desire. Indeed, we have also recognized that there is a concern at the absenteeism, but also at the literacy level. In the last 10 years, literacy in 2015 reduced from 84% in 2015 to 65% in 2024. The same subject, about 5 subjects including math and English, reduced from 28% in 2015 to 18% in 2024. Therefore, we acknowledge that education is in crisis. The second acknowledgement is that the mantra of education is a contract between God and man that states, first of all, that every child can learn, which God has allowed, but the second, every child must, is the duty of our government, of our teachers, and of our parents. We therefore are committed to achieving that role that humans have gained in that contract with God. Our overall objective and the ultimate aim within our lifetime is to have 1 degree per household or its equivalent in vocation, suggesting therefore level 4 of heart qualification in vocations. That, however, would need multiple tenets, multiple hurdles to be crossed for persons, first of all, to be able to attend the university, and the second of all, to be able to be successful at that level. We look at the first proposal that we have made for university, which is the first in the family scholarship. This indicates, therefore, that the first person to matriculate to university would receive, as indicated by the leader in his budget presentation, a full scholarship to the university. We have received questions about what is a family and how is a family defined. It is simple. There are 2 definitions to the family. The first is shared ancestry, and the second is shared roof. Any of which that child qualifies, that child will benefit from the first in the family scholarship. Our numbers have been calculated and reported, and it's important to indicate to students currently at the university that for the first year, our numbers considered 4 groups of university students. So not only new university students, but current university in first year will receive their second year, and current in second year will receive their third year, and equally current in third year will receive their 4th year. We also recognize that outside of those who may receive the scholarship, some are still in need of having a student loan. And again, as the leader has indicated in his budget presentation, which is why I'm so confused by the multiplicity of arguments that we have not proposed our plans. But the leader also stated that those persons who have applied to student loan, the payment will be tied to their income to ensure that student loan isn't an albatross around the necks of individuals who have the necessary expenses of survival. We have also indicated that for those who are not yet employed, student loan will not start until the start of employment. Therefore, there will be no requirement for payment. But before we get to university, we have to ensure that there's early exposure to children for their brain function. Research has indicated that 80% of the brain function occurs in the first 1,000 days. And to that extent, we will ensure that we work with the churches to create facilities for infant learning in each community so that we can have organized access to brain function and that improvement so our children can get that. Additionally, we recognize absenteeism as a major problem in Jamaica. Recently, we celebrated 22%, a return to 22% absenteeism, quote unquote, pre-COVID levels. Chronic absenteeism is suggested to be 10%. So we are celebrating twice what is suggested to be the chronic absenteeism levels. And this is for the general reality. Deep rural absenteeism has been said to be 55% and rural absenteeism 32%. To this extent, we have recognized some of the reasons for absenteeism to include access to transportation. And it's important to differentiate access and affordability because there are some communities being deep rural that have no access for them to even consider affordability. To that extent, we had indicated the RIDE program. And the RIDE program is to give $10,000 per month or $2,500 per week as a supplement to individuals who are coming from communities that may, one, not have access to make access more available, but two, may not be able to afford to ensure that they can afford getting to school. Regardless of the quality of school and teacher, absence would indicate that the child will not be able to perform satisfactorily. We also recognize nutrition to be a problem. And in recognizing that nutrition is a problem, we relied upon the research that said 56% of Jamaicans have food insecurity. Some graver than others, but 56%. Our current PATH program lunch is targeting less than 30% of our children, indicating that approximately 26% are still not accessing the necessary nutrition that is needed. To this extent, we not only decided to expand the number of students to over 240,000 students, but also to increase the amount from $180 to $400 per child per day. The current $180 have caused for an apartheid system in education where many children on PATH have to join a separate line of segregation and divided from persons who are affording other lunches. Principals have also started to offer 3 days of lunch because the money allotted cannot provide for the entire 5 days. Time come for that to change under the People's National Party. We will ensure that the stories of literacy problems in high school are a thing of the past by focusing on literacy and numeracy in the first 4 years, indicating that by the grade 6, all our children should be literate and numerate with the necessary interventions to correct the necessary things for those children. We will host camps, we will host evening programs, we will host summer school to ensure that those who unfortunately have been robbed of opportunity don't remain in the lines of the level 3 and level 2, but all come to pathway 1, which is the aim for our children. Finally, we will ensure that our children have great access to the necessities of a teacher in the classroom. We have seen the teacher migration and the negatives that have caused especially in mathematics and vocation. And to that extent, we are proposing a retention plan for teachers so that Jamaica become more competitive for the services of our wonderful teachers that are constantly being asked to migrate into other spaces. This retention plan will change some of the realities that we have seen where students doing an exam in fifth form have not had a math teacher since third form. It therefore explains why less than 40% of our children taking math are passing math at this particular point in time. The teacher retention plan would include, first of all, greater access to housing through the NHT. It would include reservation of housing units built through the NHT and under government programs. It would include graduating access to motor vehicle concession. It would include forgiveness of student loan for the years that they remain in the public sector. It would include internet as a tool of trade to ensure access to preparation and information. And it would include ensuring their environs, both in the classroom and the staff room, are sufficient for them to feel comfortable moving forward. We believe that our access to education plans are holistic, fulsome, and will ensure that we move the needle from just access to quality access for our children. Therefore, we are putting forward an education plan that is based on love for our children, love for our future, and love for our country. Thank you, Jamaica Love.
My people, let's get into it and hear what the leader of the opposition or the leader of the government in waiting, markgolding, what he got to say about integrity, justice, and the economy and a whole and the plans they have going forward. So my people, let's get into it and give it our due diligence. Don't forget to watch the videos. Don't forget to comment, like, and share.
Thank you very much, Christel. Jamaica's democratic journey began with the fight for the right to vote and then self-government. Today, we must go further. Democracy is not only about casting a vote. It's about giving citizens an authentic voice in the decisions that affect their lives. The People's National Party is committed to participatory democracy, where governance is transparent, inclusive, and accountable. We will modernize our public institutions, return power to communities, and rebuild trust in government by creating a system that delivers for the people. Now, earlier you heard some constitutional aspects of this in the introduction of a procedure for impeachment, for recall, for the opposition chairing the committees in Parliament, and I would add unexplained wealth orders. Further to all of those, we must restore and will restore the office of the political ombudsman as an independent watchdog, separate from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. We must ensure the independence and effectiveness of the Integrity Commission to enable it to pursue its statutory mandate without fear or favor, including desirable improvements such as the modification of the so-called gag clause to achieve a workable balance between protecting legitimate reputational rights and ensuring timely disclosure in the public interest. I've said in the coming elections, there will be candidates who are under investigation for illicit enrichment, and the voters will not know who they are other than one. We will strengthen the oversight committees in Parliament including by enacting mechanisms that facilitate the participation of civil society and other non-state actors in the work of those oversight committees. We must broaden the democracy in this country and include more people in the process of government. We will modernize the Access to Information Act, which was introduced by the People's National Party and which needs further reform, including to implement simpler processes, shorter timelines, and a broader scope to facilitate the flow of information to the public. We will modernize the legal framework for obtaining permits and licenses to ensure efficiency, fairness, and transparency. We will increase the monetary jurisdiction of the parish courts so more Jamaicans can have access to justice that is affordable and closer to home. And I would remind that the emergence of the parish courts took place when I was Minister of Justice, when we modernized the system from resident magistrate court to the parish court system. And we will hold public dialogue on the National Sex Offender Registry to ensure a balance between public safety and rehabilitation of offenders, because the society is calling for that. In local government, we will build on the constitutional amendment enacted in 2015 that guarantees a local system of democratic governance. We will review the 3 strategic laws that we passed under Portia Simpson Miller: the Local Governance Act, the Local Government Financing and Financial Management Act, and the Local Government Unified Service and Employment Act, with a view to making necessary adjustments followed by full enforcement of their provisions, which has not happened yet. We will empower the parish development committees and community development committees to create local plans. We will shift focus from constituency politics to community development by expanding the powers of our municipal corporations to make a difference in local people's lives. And we will establish a national People's Assembly, including diaspora representatives, to review laws and shape policy impacting local communities. We will introduce participatory budgeting and local planning, where citizens help to decide the spending priorities, which is contemplated by the 3 strategic laws. And we will create stronger accountability measures for local government, linking funding to measurable performance. Jamaica is demanding broader inclusion alongside greater accountability and integrity in public affairs. And the People's National Party, under my leadership, will deliver on that broad call. Thank you very much.
Honorable people, that's all for now on the Avenue. New viewers, welcome forward to the Avenue. Don't forget to watch the videos, like and share, comment and subscribe. That's all for now, my people. Catch you in the next one. Thank you very much.